carries himself, the way he operates.
Very impressive. I mean, I suppose it's easy in a way to come in with this fresh face and be positive. You've not worked with these players before. You obviously come in from a position at Sporting where you had great success, so you're in a positive frame of mind. But I do feel that he had a confidence to him that was really authentic, and also a humility to him that I think will have endeared him to a lot of players as well as fans, because he wasn't sort of trashing what has come before. He was accepting that it's a difficult job to do. I suppose he's also giving himself a little bit of a get out if it doesn't work out straight away for him. But I do feel like there's a real warmth to him, whilst at the same time clearly he's going to have to make some big...
people are genuinely a little bit. Town's group now, I'd be thinking this is genuinely a good opportunity for us.
Yeah.
We could actually get a good result here today. We could actually win this game. And it's all about how they implement themselves, how they apply their tactics on Manchester United, and don't give them any breathing space. Be on top of them, really shut them down and put them under a lot of pressure.
Two captains, Sam Morsy and Bruno Fernandes, in the centre circle. They've had the coin toss. Sam Morsy in his blue shirt, white shorts and blue socks comes marching back towards the Ipswich Town team. They start this game in the bottom three in the Premier League, 4 points above Southampton. Southampton beaten 3-2 at home by Liverpool this afternoon. Liverpool sailing clear at the top of the league. They are currently 8 points clear. And this Manchester United team, well, they start this game on 15 points. A win in Amorim's first game in charge, and they will be just 4 points off the top four. So other than Liverpool flying away at the top of the table, it is all fairly congested. Marcus Rashford having a final little word there with Alejandro Garnacho. Ipswich Town in the blue shirts, white shorts and blue socks are going to kick this game off at Portman Road as we issue a very warm welcome to our listeners across the globe on the BBC World Service. There we go, the game is underway. Big roar from the Ipswich Town fans. They are playing from left to right in this first half. They launch the ball long down the left-hand side. Big roar from the home fans as Manchester United through Mazraoui, clear, out of play for an Ipswich Town throw-in. You can see the Manchester United fans opposite us in very good voice already. Excited about what is possibly to come under the new manager, sitting down in that Manchester United dugout. In fact, he's down there already on the edge of the pitch, on his haunches, watching the action very, very closely indeed. I'll run you through the two team lineups in a second again. Christian Eriksen is playing a first-time ball into the Ipswich Town half. The Ipswich goalkeeper, Harry Murich, clears long downfield. It bounces once inside the Manchester United penalty area, and Andre Onana is able to grab that no problem. So we'll see how the shape develops, but we always knew, well, we certainly heard from the manager what he was going to try and do, and it looks like exactly that in front of us at Portman Road. And it's a lovely move building down the right-hand side as Bruno Fernandes plays it infield here to Ahmad. Ahmad speeding into the Ipswich penalty. Cross comes in. Oh, Rashford's there, I don't believe it. Under Ruben Amorim, Manchester United, it's taken them under 2 minutes to score that first goal. It was Amad Diallo who went flying away down the right-hand side. The cross was pinpoint, and Marcus Rashford, as centre-forward, tucks it away. It's Ipswich Town 0, Manchester United 1. What a start!
Unbelievable start from Manchester United. It was their first move down that right-hand side, and it was all about Diallo. His pace on the ball, he absolutely left Ipswich in his wake, and his delivery into the box was excellent, and that was it got to the point where he had to get a good delivery. Once he got that delivery into the box, in that danger zone, right on the line of the 6-yard box, you can see Muric didn't know whether to come or not. He looked to try and scoop it up. Rashford gets in front of him and pokes it into that near post area. Unbelievable start for Manchester United.
How about that for an impact? Ruben Amorim's time in charge starts with a goal at Portman Road in the 2nd minute of the game. Ipswich Town 0, Manchester United 1. And just looking at the reaction of the manager on the TV monitors, you would barely even know that the team had scored a goal. A slightly satisfied look on his face, hands in pockets, and he turned back towards the dugout. Now he's back on the edge of the pitch, issuing the instructions again as Ipswich kick off the game once more. The ball is played long, downfield into the Manchester United half. Johnny Evans powers a header away. The ball falls here to Zebi for Ipswich in the right-back position. Garnacho is closing it down. Cleared downfield by O'Shea. Johnny Evans will let that bounce twice. Just side foot to pass back to his goalkeeper, Onana. He's closed down here. Plays out to the right-hand side. Manchester United here. Amad Diallo, who swings a rather loose pass into the middle of the park. Ipswich trying to build a first attack of the game for them. Their one change today, Wes Burns has come into the side. He was involved there. Hutchinson plays to Burns. Burns in turn gives it to Morsey. Good footwork from Burns on the right-hand side. Listen to those Manchester United fans singing at the moment at Portman Road. Ipswich 0, Manchester United 1. Goal in the Championship. This is the Swansea-Leeds game. Molly Stevens.
Yeah, Swansea 2, Leeds 3, and it's been coming, Ali. Leeds have been brilliant in the second half. It's a Spurs lonely Manor Solomon with his second of the game. He's been instantly subbed off, so he's done his job for the day. Swansea 2, Leeds 3.
Manchester United fans, you can probably hear them in the background at Portman Road, already singing the new manager's name. Looking at the stopwatch here, we played 4 minutes on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds, and Manchester United already ahead against Ipswich, and I've not even had time to remind you yet of Ruben Amorim's first Manchester United lineup. Ipswich in the blue shirts, white shorts, blue socks. Murray Hutchinson on the ball, little run from him from right to left. Plays the ball back here to Burgess, goes wide on the left-hand side. Good run from Leif Davis, tries to get the cross in, sliding challenge from Ahmad right in front of the Manchester United fans, who immediately break into a big roar and Ipswich get the corner.
Yeah, it's good defending in the end for Manchester United, but you can see Ruben Amorim on the sidelines. He's urging his Manchester United players to get out. He doesn't want them to drop. He's frustrated on the sideline. He's trying to get them as high a line as possible.
So Ipswich 0, Manchester United 1. Ipswich corner comes into the penalty area. Headed away by Casemiro. He went to the floor, picked himself up quickly. Back there is Sam Morsey for Ipswich. Another cross comes into the edge of the penalty area. This time it's Johnny Evans who cushions the header away. Morsey is there in the centre circle. Rashford goes chasing. Another try in the game at Twickenham, England, Japan. James Burridge.
The third try for England, 21 points to nil. The skipper Jamie George crashing over after a driving maul. 12 players bound together behind him. Marcus Smith with the extras. 25 minutes gone. England 21, Japan 0.
Kieran McKenna getting stuck into his Ipswich Town team, clapping his hands together, trying to urge them on to greater efforts. Manchester United in front early on at Portman Road. Ruben Amorim couldn't have wished for a better start. Diogo Dalot, left wing back in his first Amorim lineup, plays the ball across midfield to Bruno Fernandes. Barely seen him yet, but we've seen lots of this man. Ahmad, ball at his feet, edge of the penalty area, plays it back, drive from Eriksson with the right foot, wide of target, and behind for the goal kick to Ipswich. Mark Schwarzer.
Yeah, every time Diallo gets that ball on the right-hand side, Ipswich are just dropping off. Leif Davis is not engaging with him. He's been beaten once on that left-hand side. Therefore, now he's a bit hesitant to engage with him. He drops off and allows Diallo to hit the ball, play it square into Eriksson. It just gets a little bit of an awkward bounce and doesn't get the connection right on the shot.
Ipswich are going to go long with the goal kick. That's Muric, giant figure all in yellow. Big man for them up front, of course, is Liam Delap. Good strength, holds his man off. The ball is out to the right-hand side. The cross comes in low and the flicked effort is over the bar from Sammy Smodics. Caught that first time, couldn't keep it down, and behind it goes. Right, let's give you this Manchester United team again. We've seen, what have we seen of them? 6.5 minutes so far. They're leading Ipswich Town by a goal to nil. The goalkeeper is Andre Onana. Loose blue balloon goes bouncing through the Manchester United penalty area. It is the three centre-backs. It's Mazraoui, Matthias de Ligt and Johnny Evans. Dalot is in the left wing-back role. Amad Diallo in the right wing-back role. It was his fabulous run from deep that created the opening goal for Marcus Rashford. Casemiro and Christian Eriksen in central midfield. Alejandro Garnacho and Bruno Fernandes as the two playing in behind Marcus Rashford, the goal scorer. Manchester United in their red shirts, pinging the ball around inside their own half. You can probably hear the wind gusting up around Portman Road at the moment. The ball is back with goalkeeper Onana. Right-footed ball from him, right down the middle of the pitch. Rashford just uses his strength to muscle Burgess out of the way. Chase back and knock back to Ipswich's goalkeeper Muric. Muric slightly scuffs the clearance forward. Hutchinson under pressure does really well to get away from Johnny Evans. Measured right-footed pass, finds Wes Burns on the right. Burns now running at Dalot, fires the cross into the far post. It was Smodics who went sliding in, couldn't get any contact on the ball. And the referee, who is Anthony Taylor for this one, says throwing for Ipswich.
Yeah, Hutchinson does really well in midfield there. First and foremost, he's under a lot of pressure from Johnny Evans. So the way he kept control of the ball really close to his body, then the turn, acceleration of pace left Johnny Evans in his wake. Now that was what then started that counter-attack, and it was a really good delivery into the box there from Wes Burns. Just unfortunately, Ipswich, nobody could get on the end of it.
We're live at Portman Road on BBC Radio 5 Live and the BBC Sounds app. Ruben Amorim's time in charge at Manchester United has started in the best possible fashion. Marcus Rashford scoring in the second minute of the game to put them 1-0 in front against Ipswich. Liverpool 3-2 winners at Southampton this afternoon. In the WSL, Chelsea have stretched their lead to 5 points ahead of Manchester City. They beat Manchester United by 1-0. Hutchinson with a little trick, drops his shoulder. Couldn't find Smolix. The ball is up towards Bruno Fernandes, lays it off to Rashford. The run is made by Garnacho on the left-hand side. He wanted the pass slightly earlier than that. He receives the ball now, slows to a walking pace, rolls it back to Dalot, who's in this left wing-back role in this first Amorim lineup. And then it's De Ligt, who's the middle of the three centre-backs, who just calmly passes the ball to his right to Mazraoui. Evans closed down by Hutchinson. To his left finds Dalot. Dalot's ball into the middle, laid off by Rashford to Eriksson. Eriksson's pass took a slight deflection. Dalot is there again, stabs the ball back to Johnny Evans. Ipswich have Muric in goal. Axel Tuanzebe, of course, former Manchester United player at right back for Ipswich, now in his second season at the club. Leif Davis at left back, Dara O'Shea and Cameron Burgess, the two centre-backs. Sam Morsey, Jens Kajust in central midfield as Manchester United build play through the middle. Rashford's layer nearly comes to Eriksson, intercepted. The Ipswich fans applaud. They're relieved that Burgess, the Australian centre-back, is able to pass the ball to his left-hand side. Here's Kajust for Ipswich. Encouragement amongst the home fans as Hutchinson plays it to his right. Wes Burns on the dribble, cut back to the edge of the box. Smolix hits it first time. Onana gets down well to his right and makes the save. And it's cleared away by Diallo first time with his left foot. And that is Ipswich's first real threat in the game.
Yeah, it's a great shot, great attempt from Smolix from outside the box. Onana does exceptionally well. He is full stretch to his right-hand side. It bounces in front of him, gets both hands behind it, and it's a very, very good save. It's an awkward one because it takes a really big bounce in front of him.
Mark Schwarzer with us on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. 10 minutes gone in the first half of Portman Road. Just to complete that Ipswich Town lineup for you: Wes Burns on the right-hand side, Sammy Smolix on the left. Amari Hutchinson is playing off Liam Delap, who has scored 6 goals so far for Ipswich Town this season. Former Manchester City player here, up against Manchester United. It's Manchester United who lead Ipswich by 1-0. Here's Tuanzebe. Tuanzebe tries to float one down the right. The pass took a little deflection off Garnacho. It stayed in play. Burns tried to wriggle away from Dalot. Dalot was strong in the challenge. It's back here with Evans. And Evans very calmly just side foots a left-footed pass back to his goalkeeper, Andre Onana. Onana on the penalty spot inside his own penalty area. Flicks the ball out to Dalot. Dalot drives it downfield with his right foot. Rashford at full speed here, chasing that one into the Ipswich penalty area. O'Shea did well, shakes him off, runs to the right, and then just floats the ball down that right-hand touchline. Hutchinson runs in, gets a flick header on it, but Dalot is behind him to win it back for Manchester United, and they turn the ball into midfield, and Casemiro plays it back here to De Ligt.
Yeah, when United are in possession, they look very good, very calm, very easy to pop the ball around. The question I have is, in midfield, they don't look like they have the mobility in Eriksson and Casemiro, the two of them. So when they get hit in those areas and they get overrun a little bit, it's very difficult for either of them to make that ground up again. So that's where I think Ipswich are going to really have to try and target Manchester United. 5 Live and BBC Sounds live at Portman Road. 6:06 follows the game tonight. Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton taking the calls as always. Be fascinated to hear from Manchester United fans their thoughts on this one. Very early stages, of course, 12 minutes into the first half. Ipswich just trying to find a way into the game. Their dark blue shirts with the white pinstripe. And they've got Sam Morsey on the ball at the moment, who's got Rashford close by, turns away from him, plays it across to Kajust in central midfield. Wide it comes to Tuanzebe, back to Morsey again. And Morsey is caught late by Marcus Rashford. Shrill blast on the whistle there from Anthony Taylor, and Ipswich take their free kick quickly, and Smolix goes chasing the ball across the halfway line. It comes back to the Australian centre-back, Cameron Burgess. Burgess gets the ball again, just rolls it across here to the bearded Morsey. Morsey at walking pace, short pass to his right here to Dara O'Shea, on to Tuanzebe, who wears number 40 for Ipswich in a bright white number on the back of his blue shirt. Back it comes again to O'Shea. A bit much to do there on the pass
for Twansebi, can't keep it in, throw in for Manchester United. Ipswich 0, Manchester United 1.
Yeah, Manchester United are well organised at the moment. You can see that they're shuffling across well. Ipswich are making it a little bit easier for them because their ball movement is quite slow. So it's easy enough for Manchester United to get across, cover those angles out. It's when Ipswich win the ball in transition. When United committed players forward, Ipswich can hurt United on the counter-attack.
Diogo Dalot releases the throw eventually. Ipswich fans behind him getting frustrated. Here's Matthias de Ligt on the ball for Manchester United. Just plays it across to Mazraoui. Another try at Twickenham, James Burridge.
An absolute copycat for England, Jamie George with his second try. It came from the driving ball. England's completely in a league of their own at the moment. Japan hardly doing anything. 28 points to 0, 32 minutes gone.
Sorry to mention this in front of Mark Schwarzer as well. It finished Scotland 27, Australia 13 in the rugby earlier on today, Mark.
Yeah, we won the big one, didn't we? That's what yeah, late.
That is
it was
true.
quite late, wasn't it?
I'll give you that. All right,
Yeah.
that'll do. 14 minutes gone, first half. Mark Schwarzer watching the action with us at Portman Road. Manchester United, first game under the new boss Ruben Amorim, leading Ipswich Town by 1-0. Ipswich's goalkeeper Muric plays a low ball out into the right back position. Wes Burns has been brought into the team today, has lost it in a dangerous position from Ipswich's point of view. Eriksson just shuffles it onto Rashford. Rashford back to Casemiro. Casemiro in the black gloves plays the ball out to the left, and Manchester United work it back into the middle of the field. So 15 minutes gone. Ruben Amorim is down on his haunches, watching every single movement and pass very, very intently. He will have been working morning, noon and night to try and get his team ready for this game. And now he's on his feet again, pointing an arm out. But Manchester United without the ball at the moment, but they scored their goal. I think it was about 75 seconds into this game. Marcus Rashford stuck it into the back of the Ipswich net in front of that Sir Bobby Robson stand away to our left. So free kick Ipswich inside their own half. Here's Dara O'Shea. O'Shea plays across to Cameron Burgess. Burgess receives that ball, gives it back to O'Shea. Manchester United just stand off for the moment. Here's Morsey, the Egyptian international, playing from deep up towards Delap. Acrobatics from Ahmad as he clears on the volley from inside his own half. Morsey runs away from Rashford, lays the ball off here to Hutchinson, back to Morsey again. They exchange a quick 1-2 just inside the Manchester United half. 16 minutes gone in the first half on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. And it's Ipswich Town 0, Manchester United 1. And the games are going to come thick and fast for the new manager as well. Casemiro's caught here. Stretching leg there from Cajuste in central midfield. Caught Casemiro, he's down, so that'll be a free kick to Manchester United. But straight away, of course, for Manchester United, Europa League action on Thursday night at home against Bodo Glimt. We've got full commentary on their next Premier League game as well. That is next Sunday. Kicks off at 1:30. Manchester United, Amorim's first Premier League game at Old Trafford, at home to Everton. We've also got commentary on Liverpool, Manchester City next Sunday afternoon. That one kicks off at 4 o'clock. Manchester United have taken their free kick. 3 centre-backs, Mazraoui, de Ligt and Evans. Evans has the ball at the moment. Forward it goes from Dalot. Clever ball from Dalot, curled into space down the left-hand side. Garnacho collects the ball, corner of the box, pace on that pass into Bruno Fernandes, lays it off here to Garnacho, curling effort just wide of the left-hand post and behind for the goal kick. Another try at Twickenham, James Burridge.
This time it's gone to Japan. Saito, a wonderful try from Japan. Started from their own 22. Wonderful width, pace and ingenuity. The scrum half finishing it off under the posts. Japan finally on the scoreboard, and it was an absolute belter. England, though, with 4 tries. They lead 28-7, 35 minutes gone.
5 Live's Premier League Sunday. So yes, the rugby commentary continues over on 5 Sports Extra, and tonight your usual NFL service as well. It's the Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks. Coverage of the NFL from 9 o'clock on Sports Extra tonight. Just in case you hadn't heard the news from the Premier League today as well, Steve Cooper has lost his job as the Leicester manager. Leicester have dismissed Steve Cooper. Leicester losing at home to Chelsea yesterday. Manchester United leading Ipswich by 1-0. Manchester United have a player down at the moment. You can hear the United fans It's not the United fans jeering and whistling, actually, it's the Ipswich fans, because they wanted play to continue. But Manchester United have knocked the ball out of play, Mark Schwarzer, and so we'll have a chance to reset this game. So, very early to ask you this question, 18 minutes into the first half. What have you made of Manchester United so far under the new manager?
Well, I think 18 minutes into a game of football, his first game in charge of Manchester United, we actually see a game plan. We see a style of football, we see organisation, we actually see a clear game plan that United have. And we saw it on the odd occasion under Erik ten Hag. And I think already, for United fans, they must be a little bit excited to see what they're seeing right now. I'm not saying it's perfect, there's certainly a lot of improvement to be done, but there is a clear plan and path that they want to go along.
Amad Diallo is the man down, receiving treatment for Manchester United at the moment. Both sets of players have come over to the touchline nearest to us, and both are receiving instructions from the managers. It gives us time to drop into the Championship again. Plenty of goals in this game this afternoon. Swansea Leeds being watched by Molly Stevens.
It's a thriller, Ali. Swansea 3, Leeds United 3. Swansea are still in this game. Just 30 seconds left of normal time. 6 added on. A huge goal from the replacement, Florian Bianchini. He nets in the goal from close range. Swansea 3, Leeds United 3.
Tries are plenty at Twickenham as well. James Burridge.
And it's the 5th one for England already in this match as we approach half-time. Ollie Slightholme dotting down to the left-hand side after a wonderful pass from Ellis Genge. England really mixing it up beautifully. They lead by 35 points to 7 with 90 seconds to go until half-time.
Don't believe this. There's been another goal at Swansea. Molly.
Unbelievable. Leeds United have put themselves in front less than a minute after Swansea's equaliser. Absolutely extraordinary scenes here at the Swansea.com. It's Swansea 3, Leeds United 4. We've got 5 minutes left to play.
OK, probably back in a minute or so for the next goal. Swansea 3, Leeds 4, Southampton 2, Liverpool 3 in the Premier League earlier on today. Match of the day 2, BBC One at 10:30 tonight. And the Football Daily podcast, which will be there for you on the BBC Sounds app late tonight, first thing tomorrow morning. We'll have our usual Premier League review. Plenty to talk about in that. Here's Morsey on the right-hand side for Ipswich, trying to find a way back into this game. Hutchinson's curling ball into the far post. Amad is back fit again, heads that away. Garnacho stuck a left boot out, got a touch on the ball, trying to dribble out of trouble inside his own half, then was caught by Morsey as he played his pass towards Dallow. He's gone down hurt. There will be a free kick. But the referee, Anthony Taylor, says nothing more than that.
Yeah, I thought it was an overreaction from Garnacho there. The referee didn't buy into it. He saw it, he was right there, and it was waved on. And Garnacho, after the referee was waving, there was nothing more to it, got up pretty quickly, didn't he?
He did, and that brought the reaction that you heard from the Ipswich Town fans. So Ipswich starting today in the bottom 3. 19th place in the Premier League table, just the one win so far this season, and that came in their last game against Tottenham before the international break that they won by 2-1. 1-0 down here at home against Manchester United, just trying to find their way into this game. Mazraoui, the right-sided centre-back, plays up the right. Bruno Fernandes's flick doesn't come off. Kayuste for Ipswich goes on a dribble down the inside left channel. He's tackled and wins the throw. He's the Swede who's on loan from Napoli at Ipswich this season. O'Shea's ball out to the left to Burgess. Here's Smodics on the move for Ipswich. Back to the halfway line it goes. Twansebi, little pass forward into the feet of Morsey. Morsey slides one forward to the centre forward Delap. Delap is a muscular figure. Tight blue shirt, socks rolled down, all business. Here's Hutchinson. Little dainty flick from him. Ball comes back to Twansebi, and Twansebi goes back to the halfway line. O'Shea uses Twansebi again. Here's Hutchinson, lovely swerve from him, dropped a shoulder, skips away from Casemiro, couldn't find Delap with the pass. Manchester United struggling to clear. Hutchinson just toes a ball to Burns on the right-hand side. Burns in his orange boots has Dallow in front of him, thinks about taking him on. Rolls a simple pass back to Twansebi, into the feet of Hutchinson. Quick touch, low ball, Smodics lays it off to Twansebi, just too much on that. No, he managed to keep that in play. Back it comes to Burns, crossing to the near post. Eriksson sticks a leg out, and it goes behind for an Ipswich corner.
Yeah, slight confusion there in the defensive lines for Manchester United. Johnny Evans looked like he was going to come and try and clear that. and Eriksen in the end was just left trying to swing at it. It's just ricocheted off his leg and goes out for a corner. Manchester United a little bit sloppy. Ipswich, really good ball movement and really good interchange with play.
Manchester United new boss Ruben Amorim is now sat down in his seat for a moment or two, just looking at a replay monitor, seeing the build-up to this Ipswich corner. Leif Davis, the left-back, takes it into the far post. It goes. Andre Onana makes the catch. Half-time at Twickenham. James Burridge.
35 points to 7, England lead. It's an impressive 40 minutes. Earl Underhill, Jamie George with 2, and Ollie Slightholme rounding off an England performance which has certainly pleased the 80,000 here at Twickenham. Saito there with Japan with the pick of the tries, which started in their own 22. England's defence once again coming under pressure, but England 35-7 up after the first 40 minutes.
Thank you, James. Commentary will continue second half on Radio 5 Sports Extra. This game really livening up as well. You feel Ipswich coming more into it here, Mark Schwarzer?
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's going to happen as the game goes on a little bit. I think Manchester United will probably naturally sort of retreat a little bit. I said it before, the one concern I see is Casemiro and Eriksen. Eriksen hasn't played a lot of football this season. How much has he got in the tank to last there? Obviously they've got Ugarte on the bench as well, so that could be a really easy sort of change over if you needed to. Have they got the mobility in midfield? Are Ipswich able to exploit that? And I think they have. I mean, they're both fantastic footballers. It's just whether or not they've got the mobility to get around that pitch and that sort of defensive midfield roles.
Should mention the presence as well on that Manchester United bench, which I've not done as yet, Tyrell Malacia and Luke Shaw, both back in training, of course, now both on the bench today, yet to play a minute for Manchester United this season, so that gives Amorim more options. And Kobbie Mainoo is on the bench as well. He's missed the last 7 games. So suddenly players coming back to health and fitness for Manchester United. Under the new boss, leading Ipswich Town by 1-0. And there he shows a little bit of agitation. United have lost the ball just inside their own half. And Ipswich come back here to their centre-back, Dara O'Shea, who in turn passes back to his goalkeeper, Ari Muric, the giant Kosovan, all in yellow, away to our left. Portman Road is still bouncing. It's absolutely packed. Ipswich are 1-0 down. Kayust fires a ball back into the centre-back O'Shea, out to Twanzebe. He's tackled, and that will be an Ipswich throw in the right-back position.
Yeah, it's interesting, United, playing with a back three, sometimes that can cause some problems. If you're not well organised, you're not communicating enough, the three at the back. You can see there, Johnny Evans is always pushing forward. He's on Hutchinson's back. Every time Hutchinson goes deeper into his own half, looking to receive the ball, Johnny Evans is right on him, and he's looking to try and nullify that threat. There's a couple of times that first half, Hutchinson got around him, got away from him, but it's a clear ploy. Don't want to sit back with a back three and have too many numbers at the back. We want to make sure we don't allow Ipswich to turn and run at us.
Long throw from Dallow, finds Mazraoui. He passes out wide to the right to Ahmad, whose fabulous run down the right created the early goal for Manchester United. If you are just tuning in to 5 Live and BBC Sounds this afternoon, Manchester United scored in only the second minute of the game. Ahmad's cross tucked in by Marcus Rashford. Ipswich playing out from the back up towards Hutchinson, knows he's got the pace to beat Evans, turns away from Evans, finds Delap, long, powerful strides, taking him towards the Manchester United penalty area, knocks it through the legs of Eriksen, still going, then he's caught right on the edge of the D, and Ipswich Town get themselves a free kick. Ipswich 0, Manchester United 1.
That's going to be their problem with Johnny Evans, because he hasn't, once he gets around him, Hutchinson, he's gone. Johnny Evans got very little opportunity to get him back again because he hasn't got the pace to stay with him. And Hutchinson's been, so far, we've seen it about 3 or 4 times in his first half. He's got great ball control, he's got great balance, and he's able to turn and get around him very, very quickly. On this occasion as well, Johnny Evans was a little bit sloppy in the way he tried to challenge at the edge of the box, and he gives away a needless free kick.
Kieran McKenna has called his Kenson yet to score for Ipswich this season. 11 goals last season, 10 of those came in the Championship. It's Marcus Rashford's goal that separates the two teams here. His first in 9 games for Manchester United. What a start for him under Ruben Amorim. So the free kick is central. Manchester United have a 4-man wall in the red shirts, and the old draft excluder, whoever that is, the shirt number is hidden from us in our commentary position here. Who's going to strike this one? Could well be Hutchinson with the left foot. The whistle blows. Here he comes. Hutchinson drives with his left foot straight at the goalkeeper, Inanna, who catches it cleanly.
Yeah, it's a good strike. It's a good free kick because there's not a lot of room for him to get the ball up and over in time before it goes towards the goal there. So he's gone for the open side. He's gone for Inanna's side. Inanna does well because he doesn't commit. He just watches, holds his ground, and makes a really good catch. Straightforward catch, but his positioning was excellent.
Manchester United are going to play out from the back. Dalot is the left wing back here. He's going to try and use pace and strength to run his way past the Welsh international Wes Burns. He can't quite do that, so he plays back to Johnny Evans. Evans sees a pass on right across the Manchester United penalty area, finds Mazraoui. He was chased by Smodic. Oh, that's really clever from Bruno Fernandes. Good use of the body to dummy the ball running past him, and suddenly has Manchester United sweeping forward here. Ipswich under pressure. The ball goes left to Dalot. Eriksson drops deep, wants this from Dalot. Dalot goes for the cross into the far post, and Muric stretches and makes the catch. All over in the Championship. Swansea leads. Molly Stevens.
What an absolutely outstanding game of football. Leeds go top of the Championship after a real tussle with Swansea City, a game that yo-yoed from start to finish. Ultimately, it was Wilfred Gnonto that scored the winner for the visitors at the death. Gut-wrenching for Swansea, joyous for Leeds. What a game. Swansea 3, Leeds 4.
Ipswich Town have won a free kick inside their own half. They're trailing Manchester United by 1-0. Ruben Amorim's first game in charge. Obligatory camera shot of Ed Sheeran watching the game in his box here at Portman Road. The ball is at the feet of Amari Hutchinson. Hutchinson plays across the halfway line to Kayuste. And then Cameron Burgess, the giant Australian centre-back, prods a ball to Smodics. Back it comes across the halfway line to O'Shea. Wide to Twansebe. Twansebe with the white number 40 on the back of his blue Ipswich Town shirt, with the light white pinstripe running through it. Morsey, little 1-2 in midfield. Morsey with the outside of his right foot finds Hutchinson. Hutchinson in the inside right channel, has Burns on his outside. Hutchinson makes a run for him. Burns keeps the ball in his bright orange boots. Here's Morsey again. Back to O'Shea, now Twansebe on the right. Down the line it goes to Hutchinson. Tries to dart in between two challengers. He's tackled and the ball goes out for an Ipswich throw, attacking position on the right. Mark Schwarzer.
Yeah, it was good defending from Manchester United. Dalot on our touch sign here on the left-hand side from Manchester United. Him and Garnacho had doubled up on him, and in the end they did both enough to get the ball off Hutchinson.
Cross in from Wes Burns, blocked by Johnny Evans, goes behind for the corner. Just seeing Ed Sheeran on our screens there reminds me that Conor McNamara is here commentating, colleague of ours on BBC Radio 5 Live, and as a television commentator you always know if you do a game at Ipswich, depends where you are, but different personalities are going to pop up. He knew he was going to get a shot of Ed Sheeran, and you've always got to think of something slightly different to say, and given all that sort of debate about the Manchester United lineup, he was going to go with the shape of Man U. So you get that. Here's the delivery from Leif Davis into the far corner, headed back across goal, falls loose, Hutchinson drives it, blocked by Dalot. He didn't know much about that standing on the edge of the 6-yard box, it just hit him, and Manchester United clear to the halfway line. Muric, the goalkeeper, plays it to the right. Davis wins the header. Smodic couldn't quite bring that down. Davis tries to win a tackle. Now suddenly Rashford finds himself one-on-one with Morsey, and Morsey just gets there in time for Ipswich, slides in and knocks the ball out for a Manchester United throw.
Yeah, great challenge from Morsey there. It does really well. It had to be perfect because Rashford was just starting to open up those legs, and another split second later he would have been off.
Just for anyone who doesn't know the Ed Sheeran songs and albums, whatever, Shape of You, you see, Shape of You is an Ed Sheeran number, Shape of Man U. I mean, Connor will deliver that much better.
I'm just letting you go with him.
Yeah, thanks Mark. Ipswich 0, Manchester United 1. Ipswich fans getting frustrated about the time it was taking for Manchester United to take their throw. Hutchinson has won the ball for Ipswich, did really well to keep that, finds Delap. Kayuste, fouled on the halfway line by Bruno Fernandes, picks himself up, takes the free kick. Leif Davis is hobbling for Ipswich here now. He'd sat down there, he gets to his feet, realises he's got a problem, sits down again and knocks the ball out of play. Now he is a key performer for Ipswich Town, has been absolutely crucial in their rise through the division. Such a creative force down the left-hand side. That will be a concern for Kieran McKenna and Ipswich.
Yeah, it looks like he's in quite a bit of pain as well. There's like I think it was at the corner, wasn't it? Ipswich Town's attacking corner where he's picked up the injury, and I don't know whether it's he just showed there as if it was like an impact against someone in the 18-yard box. I think we'll see it again on our replays here is actually when Casemiro is clearing the ball. He actually clears the ball. As he strikes the ball, the follow-through catches Leif Davies sort of on the side of his shin. And that's where that definitely does hurt. I mean, maybe he should have bigger shin pads. That's all I'm going to say.
12 minutes remaining in the first half. The thoughts of Mark Schwarzer here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Ruben Amorim, the new Manchester United boss. He's in a big black winter coat, which is unzipped. When I saw him walk in today, there was just a simple sort of round neck grey sweatshirt on. When he turns here, I'll be able to check if that is still the same. It is. Dark trousers and the white trainers. Jet black hair, sort of wavy, slick back. The black beard as well, pacing up and down the technical area. I think he'll be pretty happy with what he's seen so far from his Manchester United team. He's waving the men in red shirts forward here. Manchester United have allowed Ipswich to have the ball back after Leif Davies put it out of play. Davies is still standing on the far side of the pitch, waiting to get back into the action. Delap has turned away from De Ligt. Good ball into the feet of Smodic. Smodic, central position, 25 yards out. Plays it to Burns. Burns, first-time ball, hits Dalot. Comes back to Burns, down by the byline on the right. The cross is deflected. Hutchinson underneath it, just cushions it on the instep of his right boot. Plays back to Morsey. Morsey across here to Cameron Burgess, the centre-back, and suddenly Leif Davies bursts into life, tries to slide a pass through the channels, couldn't find Delap, and Manchester United play out from the back. Bruno Fernandes has seen a pass on here to Garnacho, fabulous pass. He's trying to get away from Tuanzebe. Tuanzebe is sticking to his task. Then, well, Garnacho's gone down very easily there, doesn't get the free kick.
No, it's no way in a million years is that a free kick. I mean, you just got to stay on your feet. He just dives, he just falls on the ground and looks at the referee. I mean, the referee should be giving him a yellow card because he's just trying to get a foul, and there's nowhere should be a foul. Yeah,
trying to buy the free kick, and referee Anthony Taylor absolutely not falling for that one. 10 minutes remaining in what has been a gripping, fascinating first half. The first 35 minutes of football for Manchester United under the new boss, the 39-year-old Portuguese Ruben Amorim, who of course left Sporting in rude health. Sporting, who actually play Arsenal on Tuesday night in our Champions League commentary, and under Ruben Amorim had won 3 of their first 4 games in the new format, so sits second in the table just behind Liverpool. So Sporting Arsenal is our Champions League commentary on Tuesday night. Liverpool Real Madrid for you on Wednesday night as well. Real Madrid having already lost a couple of games in the group stages so far. Bruno Fernandes is slowing things down inside the centre circle. Anthony Taylor blows his whistle to stop the game. Wants a word with both captains here. He's got Bruno Fernandes and Sam Morsey, and the fourth official is chatting to both managers in Kieran McKenna and Ruben Amorim about something, and I'm not entirely sure what it is. Now Anthony Taylor's picked the ball up and he's just going to restart the game with a drop ball, so that is a little bit of a mystery.
Yeah, I mean, he's speaking, you can see Bruno Fernandes, he's talking to each of his teammates, so he's obviously relaying the message, not quite sure what it was, but obviously there's something Anthony Taylor wasn't happy about, and Bruno Fernandes was passing it all on, as was with Ipswich the same.
Yeah, referee spoke to both captains, and the fourth official spoke to both managers at exactly the same time. Matthew Donoghue, the fourth official here. Johnny Evans passes back to his goalkeeper, Onana. Onana gives it back to Evans. Hutchinson comes sliding in to try and win the ball. Up to the halfway line it goes. O'Shea throws himself at a diving header, but we're going to go all the way back for a free kick to Manchester United because Hutchinson missed the ball and just caught Johnny Evans, who to Evans' credit, actually, unlike a couple of his teammates in this first half so far, did not make a fuss about that at all. Was caught, he's hobbling slightly. Manchester United get the free kick.
Yeah, it's just one of those ones where Hutchinson is at full pace coming across, just slightly, he tries to put the block on, and he just gets slightly too close to Johnny Evans and must have had some contact there right in front of the linesman as well.
Manchester United take their free kick. Quite happy to play back to their goalkeeper Onana inside his 6-yard box. Ipswich try and put the press on. Evans clears up the left-hand touchline. Tuanzebe is able to intercept. Hutchinson couldn't control the ball that came towards him. Dalot just floats a hopeful ball into midfield. Cushioned header down from Burgess, very nearly ran to Smodics. who scored for Ipswich with the overhead effort in the 2-1 win at Tottenham just before the international break. Space for Casemiro, drives a long high ball downfield. Dalot is chasing, will get there first, heads it down, hits the left-footed shot, no power, straight at the goalkeeper Muric, who makes a very comfortable save.
Yeah, it's a really good ball over the top there, and Dalot does really well. It sort of held up a little bit in the wind, I think, and that was what worked against him. He couldn't really get it under control. It was bobbling, and he got closer and closer to the Ipswich goal, and then his strike was just a miss hit, really, and an easy pick up for the goalkeeper.
Premier League earlier on today, Liverpool 3-2 winners at Southampton. And here we've got Manchester United 1-0 up at Ipswich. Just in terms of that conversation between the referee and the two captains, as Leif Davis bursts onto a ball on the left-hand side, inside the Manchester United penalty area, tees himself up. Delap! Oh, what a save by Onana! Delap went for power from 6 yards out, and somehow Onana has stuck a hand up and kept it out of the back of the net. Liam Delap cannot believe that he's not scored.
That's an absolute world-class save from Onana. I'm not sure whether it's hit him in the head or whether it's hit him in the arm. He does so well. And I tell you what, Delap doesn't do a lot wrong. Yes, he uses pace. He tries to lift it, tries to go back towards the near post area, and Onana was just absolutely lightning quick out to the shot, and brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
That is an incredible save. Match the day 2, BBC One at 10:30. In terms of the referee's conversation with the two captains and the fourth official with the two managers, it's been reported on television. Apparently there's been a fire alarm at Stockley Park, so no VAR for the time being. Apparently, that's what we're hearing the message was that was issued to both sets of players. I bet you some of them actually might go, fine, do you know what? Happy with that. That's the way it used to be. We quite like that. But what a save from Andre Onana. You have to check that out later on. Ipswich 0, Manchester United 1. Dallow's ball into midfield. Bruno Fernandes can't bring that under control. Wes Burns. Quick pass into Morsey. Morsey brings it across midfield. Plays it across to Hayuste, the Swede. He's on the ball again. Morsey is 2 yards to his right, doesn't use him. Back to O'Shea. O'Shea to Tuanzebe, into the feet of Hutchinson, laid back to O'Shea, forward into midfield to Morsey. Lovely, neat passing from Ipswich. Can they find an end product? Here's Morsey on the dribble forward. Plays it to Hayuste, edge of the box, left-footed drive just over the bar. Good power on that, couldn't quite keep it down. It remains Ipswich 0, Manchester United 1.
Yeah, it's better from Ipswich there. There was a couple of times where he had opportunities to turn and run at United, try and put in the ball in behind, put them under a bit of pressure. They opted to come back out again. This time, they do. Hayuste there just gets a little bit underneath it. It's a decent strike. We've just seen the save again from Onana, from Delap. And I think it's off his chest, actually.
Yeah.
So he tries to lift it, but Onana just does so well. Chest arm, I think it is, isn't it? His
That's
right
it,
arm.
He just comes out, and look, actually, we're now on the replay seeing the reaction of his manager, Amorim, who just stands and applauds. He just spreads himself, Mark, to make himself as big as he can be, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see the stats on how much of a guarantee of a goal that should have been.
Exactly.
It would have been pretty high, I think. And Onana is an absolute unbelievable save.
That's your XG. Your XG on that shot would have been enormous. Here's Hutchinson. Ipswich pouring forward again. Hutchinson running at Manchester United defenders. Not quite enough on the pass. Wes Burns had to work hard to keep possession. Fires a short ball into midfield. Morsey is onto it for Ipswich, the skipper. 30 yards out in a central position. Here's Hutchinson now, receives it in the inside right channel, goes wide to Burns. Burns on his right foot, slides it to Hutchinson, hits the shot, deflecting, and finds the top corner. And Ipswich Town have their equaliser, and Portman Road erupts. Amari Hutchinson's first of the season. Onana made a fabulous save from Liam Delap, but he couldn't keep that one out. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1.
Yeah, outstanding shot there from Amari Hutchinson on the turn. He knew exactly what to do. The minute he received the ball, he's turned, he's opened it up, and he's hit one, fired one to that top right-hand corner. He gets a little bit fortunate. Onana is there. There's a slight touch from his own defender. I can't remember who it is, and it just gets over the top. It might have been Mazraoui who tries to head the ball. As it goes in, yeah, he does, and it goes into that top corner, and actually the shot may have been going wide.
Or do you think, if it wasn't Mark, do you think actually he would have saved it had he not taken that deflection?
Yeah, I think Onana's got it. If it's on target, I think Onana's got it. He's there all the way. And because of the deflection, it actually takes it slightly inside of Onana. Onana's almost overrun it in the end because of the deflection.
So, we've seen the first goal scored by Manchester United under Ruben Amorim. We have now seen the first goal conceded by Manchester United under the new manager. But throughout the latter period of this first half, Ipswich have been coming more into the game. We saw the fabulous Onana save from Liam Delap. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. Minute or so, plus added time, remaining at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's been coming. I mean, Ipswich have been on the front foot. United have been a little bit more sort of defensive, dropping back a little bit. Their passing's let them down a little bit. And I think Ipswich have just been buoyed. They've been getting more and more confident. And their best player in this first 45 minutes, Murray Hutchinson, is the one that gets the goal. And it's a great little bit of individual brilliance.
Ipswich players half-heartedly appeal for a handball against Dalot. Play continues. Fernandez, low pass forward, zipped across the pitch looking for Rashford. He is followed there by O'Shea, who makes the challenge. Ipswich feel that Rashford got the last touch there, and they should have a throw-in right at the end of the first half on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. It won't be too long until the lines are open for 606. 08085 909 693 is the number to dial. Great game earlier on today. Our first commentary on 5 Live's Premier League Sunday. Liverpool have opened up an 8-point lead at the top of the table with their 3-2 win away to Southampton. And here, it's Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. Eriksen's cross, low into the near post, dive header away by Burgess. Burns' ball is risky, right back to the edge of the penalty area. Mazraoui plays it to Ahmad's curling shot, is easily caught by Muric. The Premier League have now confirmed to us there has been a fire alarm at Stockley Park. Both managers have agreed to continue without VAR. Manchester United player down. Johnny Evans has taken a whack. So a pause in proceedings here, a blow to the head as well. So quite rightly, Anthony Taylor has stopped the game immediately. 3 minutes of added time at the end of the first half.
Yeah, as the ball goes across, it's a high ball, and Johnny Evans there, you can see actually, yeah, Delap does get him with his leading arm. There's no intent there, but he definitely catches him in the leading arm.
He, Mark, is a really physical centre-forward, Liam Delap. He's 21 years old. But I think he puts himself about like a player who's been in the Premier League for years. I watched him just before the international break against Tottenham, up against Christian Romero. And in the second half, Ipswich kicked off. They played the ball back into their half, went long, and Delap, I mean, it was a deliberate plan. He only had eyes for Romero. He wasn't looking at the ball, and he just went and absolutely clattered him right at the start of the second half to say, I'm here, have a bit of that. If it gets a bit of reaction from you, I'll take that as well. He's a very confident boy.
Well, that's what you want. You want your players to be that kind of player that is combative, you know, wants to be in the mix. You want, as a striker, you want someone who can hold the ball up if you need him to. He can come short, lay it off. We've seen it a couple of times in this first half already from Delap. Coming short, laying a ball off, he's got a turn of pace. He's great in front of goal. Yes, he missed an opportunity there where 9 times out of 10 you would expect him to score, other than an Andre Onana world-class save.
The atmosphere is absolutely crackling inside Portman Road. They are loving their Premier League football here this season. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. Johnny Evans is still waiting to come back onto the field because they're trying to get Anthony Taylor's attention so that he gives it the OK to wave him back on. Added time at the end of the first half. And Amad Diallo just gets a gentle nudge from Leif Davis and nearly disappears over the advertising hoardings, which are very close to the pitch in front of that cobbled stand which runs alongside the touchline opposite us in the west stand here. Ahmad takes the throw, received the pass back, has now knocked it out of play for an Ipswich Town throw. So the Ipswich Town fans having a little bit of fun with him. Point for Ipswich in this game if they get it. Takes them to 9. They would still be behind Wolves on goal difference. They would remain in the bottom 3, or Delap's fancying a bit of this as well. Push and shove down by the corner flag. That's with Mazraoui. Mazraoui doesn't like it. Goes shoulder to shoulder with Delap. Amad Diallo comes back to stick up for his teammate. But that's exactly what I mean, Mark, about Delap.
Yeah, no, he's definitely gone in there and given Mazraoui a bit of a shove. And there's nothing more in it other than a bit of a shove in the back. Mazraoui rightfully not happy about it. It's understandable. Anthony Taylor just needs to make sure he gets hold of this a little bit, has a word with Delap, But other than that, it's just good old-fashioned, old school sort of number 9 tactics there.
That's a classic, isn't it? I've just seen the replay. I didn't see it fully actually when it happened. He is really barged into Mazraoui. He wants the reaction from the defender there. Rashford coming back from an offside position. Big roars from the Ipswich fans because they're going to get a free kick. Half-time at Portman Road. How about that then for Ruben Amorim? Welcome to the Premier League. Couple of goals in the first half. Fabulous end-to-end. Couldn't have got...
managing expectations. And of course, the way they started this game, he would have been thinking, okay, right, this is perfect. They couldn't get any better, and it's absolutely correct. Since then, they've not.
Covers the run, but Bruno Fernandes has it. Running forward, ball at his feet, finds Garnacho, and his shot goes past Muric, and it's cleared inside the 6-yard box by Cameron Burgess for Ipswich. That was a real threat from Manchester United right at the start of the second half.
Yeah, it was really good play. First and foremost, that first touch from Rashford running away from the Ipswich goal into his own half. His layoff to Casemiro. Casemiro is then straight away, first time touch, that dive across the pitch, and it sends Manchester United on the offensive. They get numbers back Ipswich, but they're still not able to deal with it. Garnacho's run into the box was really well timed. He shot cross, not quite sure, across the face of the goal. They just didn't have enough numbers in that 6-yard box, Manchester United, to really cause any real danger.
Wind is gusting up again around Portman Road. Andre Onana's the goalkeeper. The back three is Mazraoui, De Ligt and Johnny Evans. Dalot and Ahmad are the two wing-backs. Casemiro and Eriksen in central midfield, with Bruno Fernandes and Alejandro Garnacho in support of Marcus Rashford, who scored that early goal. I'll give you the Ipswich Town lineup in just a second. Blue shirts with the white pinstripe, white shorts, blue socks. And the home team playing from right to left as we look at it from our commentary position in this second half. Garnacho under pressure, lays back to the Moroccan international Mazraoui. And Mazraoui is a very, very versatile footballer, because this season, when we watched Manchester United playing against Fenerbahce over in Istanbul, he started as the number 10, he plays right back, he plays left back, he's playing right-sided centre-back here. De Ligt in the middle of the back three, goes back to his goalkeeper Onana. Delap closes in, Onana sees him coming in his blue boots, clears the ball downfield. Headed away by O'Shea towards Smodic. Smodic is just knocked off balance there as he tries to keep the ball in play wide on the left. The ball does stay in play, and Garnacho leaps in to cushion a pass back to Casemiro. His ball forward just over the head of Fernandes. Morsey tickles it on to Hutchinson for Ipswich. Cayusta, central midfield partner for Morsey, involved in the build-up. Hutchinson on the ball again, running away from Manchester United defenders, but coming back towards the halfway line. And there's been another try at Twickenham, James Burridge.
England hit 50. Luke Cowan-Dickie has scored his second in succession, darting over from short range. 52 points to 14, the conversion slotted by Marcus Smith.
That was very nearly try at Twickenham, wasn't it, Mark? You busted me there, and I think most of our listeners will have done as well. 1-1 here at Portman Road. Muric, Ipswich's goalkeeper, drives a ball diagonally out to the right-hand side, but Ipswich can't keep it over there on the right. Wes Burns loses control, and Ipswich have Muric in goal. They're a back four. Twanzebe, former Manchester United man. Leif Davis as left back. O'Shea and Burgess, the two centre-backs. Sam Morsey and Cayusta, the Swede, are the two central midfielders. Burns and Smodic, either side of Amari Hutchinson, who wears number 20 but plays in the number 10 role for Ipswich. The former Chelsea man, Liam Delap, is the centre-forward. That is brilliant from Mazraoui. Fabulous footwork to get himself past Leif Davis. On to Ahmad. Ahmad speeding forward, feeds it to Garnacho. Davis gets back to try and cover. Garnacho brings the ball infield from the right, midway inside the Ipswich half. Eriksen just ships it on to Fernandes. Hutchinson in with the tackle. Ipswich have won the ball back, and immediately they look to get on the front foot. Burns drives it forward from deep, over the head of Delap, and into the Manchester United half. It's 1-1.
Yeah, that's what they've just got to do a little bit better at Ipswich. When they win back possession, they've got to retain it, and they've got to look for those out. Delap was making a run across the pitch. That pass there is just overhit and really high, and it's out of his reach, and you just give possession straight back to Manchester United.
Line's already open for 6:06. Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton taking the calls tonight. 08085 909 693. Reaction to whatever happens here, obviously, as well. Interviews with both managers live into the show. Liverpool extending their lead at the top of the Premier League with their 3-2 win at Southampton. They now lead by 8 points ahead of Manchester City, and I'm sure Chris and Robbie will want your thoughts, Leicester fans, on the decision to dispense with the services of Steve Cooper as well. Leicester losing to Chelsea yesterday. Hutchinson's first time ball is just overcooked, and it goes past Twanzebe and straight out for a throw-in to Manchester United. But Hutchinson immediately chases this down the right-hand side, challenges Dalot. Dalot goes tumbling, feels like he was found. It's Evans, I beg your pardon, who goes down. Thought he wasn't going to get the decision there for a second, so got up to defend the throw, and it was in the end a free kick to Manchester United, Mark.
Yeah, that's right. Seeing the replay, I mean, at the time I wasn't quite so sure. But it happens right in front of the linesman. The linesman often is looking across the line, looking at where he's running as well. He does see it, and then in the end, he's the one that flags it to the referee.
Ruben Amorim, I can see Manchester United's new boss, is out on the side of the pitch again, arms spread wide, trying to make a point to his players. Ball is in play. Cayusta receives it on the halfway line, lays it back to Morsey. Burns had started a diagonal run infield there. Morsey holds onto it, flicks a pass to Hutchinson. Hutchinson is the sort of creative hub for this Ipswich team, dropping deep, picking up possession. We saw a couple of times in the first half as well, Mark. And Johnny Evans tries to get tight to Hutchinson, and he knows he's coming. It's one touch of the ball, and he's just got the pace to burn him off, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to get really tight to him, and that's because he knows the minute he gets around or he's able to turn on him and face him, he's going to leave him for dead. So he needs to get really tight on him and try and prevent him from getting that touch and turn on him.
Davis's ball up to Delap, good from Delap, holds off Delict. Ipswich fans getting excited. Delap outside of the right foot, good vision as well. Finds Wes Burns. Burns wide on the right, level with the penalty spot here. Takes on Dallow, drives the cross in. Oh, little flick from Delap at the near post. Nana makes the block. It comes out to Morsey. Shoots, say the Ipswich fans. Takes a big deflection. Delict blocks it, and it goes behind for an Ipswich corner. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1.
I tell you what, Andre Onana again, what a save. Makes himself big, massive. And Delict does everything right again. It's a really good move. He starts the move. He just bullies Delict, leaves Delict in his wake. The delivery across the 6-yard box is outstanding. And as Delict gets a slight touch and it actually comes off, I think, Mazraoui in the end. And Onana just throws himself, makes himself really big, and gets a really big block.
Corner in from Leif Davis, an away swinger. That one is headed away by Johnny Evans. It was a clever attempted finish, just watching the replay there from Liam Delap. Ball was behind him, so it was right leg behind left. Little sort of Zola-like flick that he managed to get on target. Onana with a really important save again for Manchester United. Davis on the turn, tackled here by Rashford, deep in Manchester United territory, and the ball goes out for an Ipswich throw. I think we've got a really exciting second half on the way here. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1, because both teams clearly feel they can win it.
Well, at the moment, the one that looks most likely of scoring next is Ipswich Town. They've been absolutely brilliant, and you can see, because also now Ruben Amorim's going to make a substitution. He knows it's time, because United are looking a little bit vulnerable at the moment.
I think it's going to be a double change as well. Ball into that Manchester United penalty area, half cleared, only as far as Hutchinson, works it onto the left foot. He's the man who's scored Ipswich's equaliser here this afternoon, took the deflection off Mazraoui. Ipswich wide open at the back, cut open here. Garnacho is sprinting away for Manchester United into the penalty area. Challenge from Cayusta. He gets the ball and it goes behind for a corner. Garnacho went tumbling. Cayusta had to get the ball there, otherwise that was a penalty and probably a red card.
Absolutely brilliant from Cayusta there, does exceptionally well. You can see Garnacho just never felt comfortable on the ball. He looks to try and get the ball back on his right foot, and when he does that, Cayusta gets across. He looks to actually lay it off. He tries to play it with the outside of his foot across the face of the goal to Marcus Rashford. It was just a little bit too late.
Corner for Manchester United. Double change is coming then. Luke Shaw is going to play his first football of the season for Manchester United. Eriksson whips the ball into the near post. Muric goes diving down inside the 6-yard box. Manchester United player lost his balance. Johnny Evans in the middle, tumbled into the Ipswich keeper, and the Ipswich defenders immediately surrounding their keeper, sticking up for him and getting Evans off him quickly. Manuel Ugarte is going to come on in midfield as well. I don't think that is a great surprise, is it, Mark Schwarzer? He's obviously one of those players we were talking at the start of the game who's been quite far afield on the international duty for Uruguay. Amorim's not been able to do too much work with him on the training field. Here's Bruno Fernandes, little layoff, 1-2 with Rashford. Fernandes' left-footed shot, what a block that is from Dara O'Shea for Ipswich Town, and the ball goes flying off him and out for a throw into Manchester United on the left.
I tell you what, needed to be as well, because Bruno Fernandes gets off a vicious shot. I think it's going across to the far corner. Muric, I'm not sure whether he's going to save it or not. It's hit with such ferocity, and tell you what, O'Shea does so well.
Right, Johnny Evans is coming off. Casemiro is also coming off. They've got the word, and they are jogging at a brisk pace here to leave the field at Portman Road. So Luke Shaw comes on for Johnny Evans. That is going to be like for like, and Manuel Ugarte, the Uruguayan international, comes on for the Brazilian Casemiro. The two Manchester United subs are on. Taking you back to Twickenham shortly. Just going to see what Manchester United can do with the throw in an attacking position, because it does feel like another goal is coming at any moment in this game. How good is it to see Luke Shaw back out there for Manchester United? Here he is as the left-sided centre-back. White socks rolled down, shin pads tucked in, couple of early touches. De Ligt on the ball in front of his own penalty area, plays across to Mazraoui. Smodic tries to close it down. The ball is sped forward to Garnacho. Little layoff to Ahmad on the right-hand side. Ahmad plays back to Mazraoui. He's in the right-back position. Across to De Ligt. I think we've got time to head to Twickenham here. James Burridge.
A 9th try for England, and Finn Smith, the Northampton fly half, has come on into that fly half jersey and already pulling the strings. A lovely crossfield kick, and Tom Roebuck picked it out of the air and raced home to score under the posts. 5 minutes left. England in cruise control. 59 points to 14.
Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. 11 minutes gone in the second half. The big roar you heard there was one of dissatisfaction from the Ipswich fans. Smodic and Ahmad were wrestling for a ball. Looked like 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, and Ahmad sort of stopped playing and looked at the ref plaintively. Anthony Taylor said, well, that's got to be a free kick, hasn't it? Anthony Taylor had to think about it and gave Manchester United the decision. Cue the bellowing from the Ipswich fans. Luke Shaw's passed back to Onana. There nearly wasn't enough on that. Delap was closing in. It comes back to Shaw, and Shaw lofts a high ball down the left-hand side of the field. His last football for Manchester United, actually. So played a bit for England at the Euros in the summer. Last football for Manchester United was back in February. But if you're the new manager, Ruben Amorim, to have him, they're going to have to be careful with him, obviously, Mark, but to have him back fit is great news.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the concern, isn't it? I mean, the long list of injuries that he's had and the setbacks that he's had along the way. And yes, absolutely about managing his game time. England tried to do it, and unfortunately it didn't work out for them either.
12 minutes gone in the second half. Ipswich trying to put the press on Manchester United here. Ahmad is tackled by Leif Davis. Ipswich claim it's their throw. Again, thousands of Ipswich fans go up with their team. Anthony Taylor's not buying that one. Manchester United throw taken by Ahmad. So Ruben Amorim making an early double substitution in the second half to try and affect this game. Bruno Fernandes outside of his right foot, nearly a pinpoint perfect pass for his fellow Portuguese Dalot to chase. But Ipswich get a foot in and get the ball back to their goalkeeper Muric. Twanzebe is going to try and take Bruno Fernandes on. Shrugs him off. Rolls a pass infield to Morsy. Morsy is chased across the midfield there by Ugarte. Morsy plays to his left to the Australian Cam Burgess. Back to Morsy. He's going to look for the longer ball down the inside left channel. Ahmad's got to do the defending. Leif Davis is breathing down his shoulder. Ahmad's done well there. Brings the ball under control. See the wind's getting up as well. The sleeves on Ahmad's shirt really being tugged forcefully by the breeze.
And that makes it really difficult. For those balls over the top, in behind, it makes it so difficult to get the touch right, the timing right, interceptions. And you've got to be really, really fully focused. And Ahmad does really well on that occasion.
If you're a Manchester United fan, listen to the game on 5 Live and BBC Sounds this evening. I know that Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton want to hear from you, your thoughts on this first Manchester United performance, team lineup, etc, etc. Under Ruben Amorim, the lines are open. If you've not called the show before, the number to dial is 08085 909 693, and they'll be on straight after us. Leif Davis lets the ball run across his body and then actually forgets to control it with his left foot, and he goes straight out for a throw-in to Manchester United. Ipswich's last league win against Manchester United came over 30 years ago here in September 1994. They won 3-2. In the next game that season, they went to Old Trafford and lost 9-0. First ever 9-0 in the Premier League. We've had more of those since. Andy Cole scored 5. Ipswich were relegated that season. Here's Cayusta, plays the ball behind Davis. Davis under pressure there from Ahmad, tries to knock the ball through his legs. Ahmad's done well for Manchester United. It'll flick behind him, but it goes out of play. He was looking for Rashford, and that is going to be a throw-in for Ipswich.
He does really well, does everything right except the flick. In the end, just keep it simple. Could have easily taken another touch, looked to lay it off. Instead, he goes for a real spectacular flick.
Throw-in from Davis. Hutchinson stoops, chests the ball down. Breathing down his neck is Luke Shaw, who's followed him all the way to the halfway line. He uses Cayusta. Plays it back here into the heart of defence to O'Shea. O'Shea plays the 1-2 with Twanzebe, now at walking pace inside his own half. Half an hour left to play in the game here at Portman Road, and you cannot take your eyes off it. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. Shaw's tackle, that is going to be an Ipswich throw.
That's the better matchup, isn't it? When you take Johnny Evans off, because he's the one that was on with Hutchinson really tight on him. Now Luke Shaw's got the pace. He knows he can either go really tight on him or he can drop off, let Hutchinson get the ball, and then he's got enough pace to stay with him.
Former Premier League goalkeeper Mark Schwarzer with us here at Portman Road. Ipswich Town's current keeper Murich, all in yellow, has hoofed a ball down into the Manchester United half. Ipswich couldn't do anything with it. Here's Shaw to Fernandes. Those two play a couple of little 1-2s. Fernandes just short of the halfway line in the inside left channel. Plays back to De Ligt, who you sense is going to be a key figure under Ruben Amorim in this Manchester United defence, and they're quite happy just to play a bit of keep ball inside their own half at the moment and try and draw Ipswich onto them a little. Mazraoui receives the ball, rolls it to his right to Ahmad, back to Eriksson, into the feet here of Garnacho. Fabulous football from Manchester United. Ahmad to Rashford, lay off to Garnacho, didn't quite work. Morsey steps in to win it for Ipswich, and Garnacho fouls him. Free kick Ipswich.
Yeah, right, lovely little play there from Manchester United, flicking the ball around. Really nice passing, great control. The last one, Rashford's one, just slightly gets it wrong in behind Garnacho. He's already passed it, and that's where in the end the foul is given away by Manchester United. But that's definitely the best little bit of play we've seen from Man United today.
Hutchinson tried the turn this time on Luke Shaw. It didn't work like he did in the first half against Johnny Evans. Shaw's on the ball for Manchester United, plays back to his goalkeeper Onana. Delap chases into the penalty area. Mazraoui closed down by Smodics, and it goes out for a Manchester United throw. Full time at Twickenham, England, Japan. James Burridge.
England overwhelmed and overpowered Japan, 59 points to 14, 10 tries split equally in either half. The driving maul, a potent weapon for England in the first 40 minutes. Jamie George with 2 tries. Luke Cowan-Dickie, his replacement, scored 2 of his own in the second. The pick of the bunch, George Furbanks, after a magical offload behind his back from Tommy Freeman. Twickenham loved that one, and England fans with something to celebrate after a disappointing autumn. 59-14, the final score.
Manchester United win the ball inside their own half. Bruno Fernandes goes streaking away down the left, chasing the longer ball downfield. Burn sticks with him, it's beyond Fernandes, and goes out for a throw into Ipswich in their right back position. So big win for England at Twickenham. Scotland beat Australia 27-13. That's the last time I'll say it today, Mark. All the reaction analysis of those games in the Rugby Union Weekly podcast, which you can find on the BBC Sounds app, and the Premier League review on the Football Daily feed on the BBC Sounds app is going to be a great listen late tonight and first thing tomorrow morning. Wind is buffeting us here in our commentary position at Portman Road. 18 minutes gone in the second half. Onana, Manchester United's goalkeeper, on the ball outside his penalty area. No one's coming towards him, or certainly not in a blue shirt for Ipswich. He plays to his left to Shaw. Shaw's forward ball, Rashford can't get to it. Stooping header is out of play from O'Shea and goes out for a Manchester United throw, which is taken quickly and back to Shaw. Ipswich are about to make a double change. Jack Taylor is going to come on a day after his 24th birthday, and it's a double Jack, actually. Jack Clark, signed from Sunderland in the summer. He is also ready to come on for Ipswich. Rashford's down, O'Shea is down. And who's going to get the decision there? Ipswich are going to get a free kick, and they're going to, well, they were going to take it quickly. Anthony Taylor wants to come over and have a word here. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. Not seen too much of Rashford, certainly in the second half. Board's about to go up here for the double Ipswich substitution before Ipswich take their free kick, which is wide on the right, long way from the Manchester United goal. And Manchester United waiting to make a double change themselves. Xerxes and Hoyland getting ready to come on for them. So Smodics is coming off, Jack Clark is coming on, Kayusta's coming off in central midfield, and Jack Taylor will replace him. And are Manchester United going to do it right away, or are they just going to leave us a little time here? Mark Schwarzer is furiously scribbling. Very clever device Mark's got there. The iPad that just deletes under the touch of the pen. Look at him now, then sort of grabbing and dropping and put names in the right position. Absolutely no good for me with the biro and the... I mean, in fact, Amorim completely messed up my initial team sheet today. It's an absolute mess with scribbles everywhere because we were trying to work out what he was going to do with his team. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. So Ipswich have made the double change. Let's see what they can do with their free kick. It's going to be driven in deep, diagonally from the right, aimed at the far post. O'Shea's header bounces in the 6-yard box, and Onana is just able to run forward and pick it up on the bounce.
Yeah, it's good delivery in the box there. O'Shea does everything right, does everything he needs to do. Get that ball back across the face of the 6-yard box for Manchester United. Ipswich, no one is attacking that area.
Ericsson, ball down the right. Ahmad, clever turn, beat Leif Davis there, and Davis has just caught him on the back of the neck as he ran away, having committed the foul. Manchester United will get the free kick. So this game is level. In terms of first games in charge in the Premier League era as Manchester United managers, 3 wins were for David Moyes, Jose Mourinho and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. 3 defeats for Sir Alex Ferguson. Also lost his first game in charge, actually, of Manchester United away to Oxford United all those years ago. Erik ten Hag and Louis van Gaal also lost their first games in charge, but Ruben Amorim at the moment is looking at 1 point because it's 1-1, and Nana's inside his own penalty area, looks for Shaw, blocked by Hutchinson, the clearance. That hit Shaw on the hand, but it was at such close range, referee was never going to give a free kick for that. Fernandes lays the ball back here to Ugarte. Manchester United trying to play out of a tight spot. Dalot in the left-back position, kills the ball into midfield. Garnacho, backheel volley to Fernandes. What a ball that is. Sidewinder volley up towards Rashford. O'Shea sticks with him, tackles him, and Manchester United get a corner. 5 Live and BBC Sounds live at Portman Road, midway through the second half. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. Mark Schwarzer.
Yeah, I think he does really well, Marcus Rashford. The run in behind was brilliant. He knows he's not got a lot of support with him. O'Shea's right on him, and he just keeps enough on the ball to make sure that O'Shea can't take it off him. Instead, he wins the corner for his side. So it's good. It's good all round. Good defending. Good striker play as well.
Double change for Manchester United. Goal scorer Marcus Rashford. So that one will go down in the record books. Scorer of the first goal under Ruben Amorim as the Manchester United head coach. Rashford is now off. Ericsson is also off. Xerxes and Højlund come on. So how Manchester United now configure this will be interesting. Xerxes is a handful. You can see him here. Giant figure with the big bushy hair from the set piece. Fernandes takes it short to the corner of the box. Shaw gives it back to him. Curls that ball in first time. Muric comes, grabs it, drops it, and then it is volleyed away high by Burgess. Ahmad wins the first header inside the Ipswich half. Clark heads it forward for Ipswich. They've lost possession here, and Shaw plays it down the left to Fernandes. Garnacho's involved. Back to Shaw again. Shaw across midfield to Ugarte. Ugarte just sweeps a pass along the halfway line to Mazraoui. Rashford, having made his way off the pitch, just appears here in the Manchester United technical area. Gets a few high fives from some of the coaching staff, although Ruben Amorim has got his attention fixed on the game. Ericsson does exactly the same. Here's Mazraoui inside his own half. Clark's closing him down. Gets a toe on the ball. Mazraoui just swerves his way out of trouble outside of his right foot. Gets the pass forward to Højlund. Højlund's got Ipswich defenders backpedaling. Drops the shoulder, left-footed pass. Thought he was going to hit that from the edge of the box. Comes back to Ugarte, though, from the clearance. Here's Garnacho. Turns for Manchester United on the edge of the box. Game is on a knife edge here at Portman Road. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. Line's already open for 6:06 to have your say after the game. Liverpool 3-2 winners at Southampton in the 2 o'clock commentary this afternoon. Mo Salah scoring 2. It's given them an 8-point lead at the top of the Premier League. Ipswich fans with a rousing noise around the ground at Portman Road. Manchester United have the ball. De Ligt across to Mazraoui, just inside the Ipswich half. Xerxes looks for the 1-2 with Fernandes. Ipswich intercept. Davis prods it forward to Clark. Clark back here to Burgess. Good pass from Burgess up the inside left channel. Delap running towards the touchline. Mazraoui comes thundering and makes the tackle. That'll be a throw-in for Ipswich Town. Mark Schwarzer.
Yeah, good striker play again from Delap. Just holds it up. He knows he's got nowhere to go. Has to make sure that he just wins his team another throw-in. They can slow the pace down a little bit, get a little bit of breather, and now try and get back up the other end and try and put Manchester United under a bit more pressure.
Manchester United fans you can hear singing and clapping, responding to the Ipswich Town fans. Throw in from Davis, headed away by Ericsson, and Twansevi's really clumsy, missed the ball, went flying into Garnacho, and Manchester United get a free kick in the centre circle. So games coming up for Manchester United under Ruben Amorim. Bodo Glimt at home in the Europa League on Thursday. Everton at home next Sunday. We've got full commentary on that. 1:30 on 5 Live, and then it's Arsenal away, Nottingham Forest home, and the next one in the Premier League after that is Manchester City away. So wonder how long the honeymoon period is going to last for the new boss, Ruben Amorim. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. Delap's flick, looking for Hutchinson. Delap back there, clever ball, scoops into Hutchinson. Here's Delap, driving forward, right-footed drive, swerving wide of the left-hand post and behind for a goal kick. That had the Ipswich fans out of their seats.
Yeah, it did. It was a really good turn of pace there for Delap. It could have easily been Hutchinson. Delap actually takes the ball off Hutchinson because he's got that sort of advantage. He's got the momentum going forward, and he's always kind of stretching for that shot. And in the end, he kind of slices it slightly past the right-hand side of the post.
20 minutes to play of this really enjoyable Premier League encounter. Manchester United playing out from inside their own penalty area. Mazraoui clears that one long. It holds up in the wind. Xerxes flicks on. Hoyland tries to run away from Cameron Burgess, and as he turned him, Burgess sort of held on to him and then just lifted him off the ground. But it was like he was lifting a big plank. He had him absolutely horizontal.
It was a great little play, and I'm not quite sure why Cameron Burgess was complaining so much with Anthony Taylor, because it was a clear foul. He was clearly holding him. It was like they were a pair of ice skaters.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Shaw to Ugarte. Manchester United in the red shirts, black shorts, white socks, playing from left to right in this second half of Portman Road. Here's Dalot, who's been playing left wing back. His ball back to De Ligt. Just 360-degree vision, checking where everyone is. Back to Onana. Twanzebe again, rather ill-advisedly, when clambering over Garnacho to try and win it. Gets away with it, and the ball is back with the Ipswich goalkeeper, Harry Muric. Muric on the edge of his own box with his right foot, just floats one up the middle of the pitch, just clears Shaw's head and runs to De Ligt, and De Ligt collects inside his own half.
Yeah, it's a tough one for Muric because he's aiming for one player. He's aiming for Delap, and he doesn't get that quite right. The trajectory of the ball, there's wind swirling around the stadium, and that one just fades off a little bit.
Manchester United have lost it, Xerxes, but there's Mazraoui. The ball ran to him. Delap just pokes it back into the heart of the Ipswich midfield. Taylor finds Hutchinson. Quick feet from Hutchinson. Forward to Jack Taylor again. The pass back here to Morsey. Morsey across to Burgess. He thought about a pass wide left. Ipswich decided to come back into the middle of the park. And here's Jack Taylor across to Twanzebe. Manchester United forcing Ipswich back to the halfway line. Ugarte intercepts with his left foot, bundled over by Hutchinson. Anthony Taylor happy to play the advantage. Great vision and execution of pass from Bruno Fernandes. Gets Garnacho away down the left. Keeps the ball in play. Running at Twanzebe into the penalty area. Cross comes in, pacey right across the face of goal. No one gets a touch, and it goes out for a throw into Ipswich in their left-back position.
Yeah, really good ball again. Bruno Fernandes down the left-hand side. Garnacho, that combination's been a couple of times in the second half. Unfortunately for United, though, that final pass has always sort of eluded Manchester United players in the 6-yard box. I mean, that cross that time from Garnacho was neither really a cross or a shot. Not that he was aiming for the goal, he just hit it with such power.
By the way, that honeymoon period that I mentioned, that is the first phrase that has appeared in our great dictionary of football commentary, which is the new feature in the Commentator's View. New podcast you'll find every Friday afternoon on the BBC Sounds app. A sort of general chit-chat, look ahead to the weekend action with myself, Ian Dennis and John Murray. We're building a dictionary of phrases, so the listeners are going to send them in, Mark, and then we say whether they're allowed or not, basically, in football commentaries.
Well, I did listen to your podcast on Friday.
Did you?
I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
It was really good. I just want to know, when you're on holidays, will you be joining the podcast?
I will. Here's Xerxes chasing the ball down the right-hand side. You're right. Very good commitment from John Murray on a week off to turn up for the first Commentator's View podcast. Fernandes controls the ball from the quick throw, but actually Anthony Taylor wants that to restart. Just over 15 minutes to play. But the idea of the podcast as well is hopefully we'll be able to just give you a little insight into what life as a Five Live football commentator is like, just in terms of the travels and the games and the preparation for games and the interviews we've done and all that sort of thing. So if you feel like that is your sort of thing, check that out on the BBC Sounds app. Xerxes' cross blocked by Leif Davis, and it goes out for a throw-in. It does feel to me like there's another goal in this game, but I don't know who it's going to be for. It's 1-1 at the moment, and Ipswich have a free kick inside their own half.
No, I think both sides are more than capable of scoring another goal. Could even be both of them are going to score, because that's the way this game is at the moment. It's very evenly poised, and both sides are certainly looking to try and go on and win this game.
So free kick for Ipswich. Cameron Burgess thought about taking it. He's going to leave it to his giant goalkeeper, Harry Muric. Muric comes jogging towards the ball. Plenty of draws already this season for Ipswich. 11 games played. The 1 win away at Tottenham, 5 draws and 5 defeats. Bruno Fernandes controls a ball inside his own half. Left-footed passes asking Garnacho to chase, but he's put it in the perfect spot for Garnacho to collect. Twanzebe just stands a couple of yards in front of him. Garnacho plays back to Ugarte. He's about 35 yards out in the inside left channel. Plays to his left to Dalot. And Dalot comes back to Shaw. Is it going to be the dream start for Ruben Amorim? Can Manchester United find themselves a winner? 39-year-old Portuguese Manchester United manager down there to our left. The 38-year-old Ipswich Town manager, arms crossed, Kieran McKenna to our right. Xerxes did well to hold off Burgess. Plays the ball to Ugarte. Wide it goes to Ahmad. Into the feet of Fernandes in the inside right channel. Xerxes just outside the penalty area, gets miles underneath that fabulous conversion. If he was playing at Twickenham, behind it goes for the goal kick.
England could have done with him a couple of weeks ago, right?
Thank you, Mark.
You started it. That was a good effort. It would have been an unbelievable goal from that sort of distance. You can see what he was trying to do. He was trying to hit through it, almost like hitting the valve, as people would do when they put a free kick down. So dip and swerve, and in the end dip over Muric in goal, and he just hits straight through it, and it flies over the crossbar.
Ipswich take their goal kick short, and then Muric goes long down the middle of the pitch. De Ligt enjoying a physical battle there. They locked arms, De Ligt and Delap, and they sort of hung on to each other for a bit, and both trying to make their point. The ball is with Garnacho on the halfway line. The other story to react to in the Premier League tonight on 606 with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton is Steve Cooper's departure from Leicester City. Here's Dalot on the left, looking to feed a ball through the legs of Burns. Dallot's gone down, seems to be in some pain, writhing around on the floor. Anthony Taylor saw the challenge, he's not stopped the game. Manchester United have kept playing, and Dalot picks himself up, hobbles back into the action, wants to get himself on side. Fernandes wants to win the game for Manchester United, looks for the 1-2 with Hoyland, he's blocked, and Bruno Fernandes has won a free kick for Manchester United, 25 yards out in a central position, and this really could test Ipswich.
Yeah, Sam Morsey there, just complete body check on Bruno Fernandes, and it's right, Anthony Taylor was right there, and it's a very easy decision to give a free kick for Manchester United.
Could this be the moment then for Manchester United? Still 13 minutes left in the game, plus added time. 6:06 is on the way. European football coming your way next week on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds app, always if you're on the move. Sporting Arsenal is our commentary on Tuesday night. We'll have reports on Manchester City Feyenoord after Manchester City's 5th defeat in a row in all competitions yesterday. We've got full commentary from Anfield on Wednesday of Liverpool, Real Madrid, updates on Villa, Juventus and Celtic against Club Brugge. Thursday night we're at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for Tottenham against Ranieri's Roma. Manchester United that night will be at home to Bodo Glimt. That is all coming your way this week. Monday Night Club, of course, as always, tomorrow night. Manchester United free kick then. Bruno Fernandes steps back from the ball. The whistle blows. Here he comes with his right foot round the wall. Oh, just wide. Muric flung himself to his right-hand side. I'm not sure he knew that was missing the target. That looked close to me.
That was very, very close. We're watching on the replay now. Yeah, the problem he's got is it's always going wide, further away from the goal. And he starts it off too close to the near post, you know what I mean? So it's always flying away. Muric, I think, is close enough to it. I think he's a big chance of making that save. But it's a great effort, it really is. 12
minutes remaining in the game. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. Ruben Amorim is pacing at the moment in the technical area beneath us. Ball is played down into the Manchester United half. Big old hoof from Dalot. Steepling clearance, headed up in the air by O'Shea. Jack Taylor mistimed his jump. The ball sort of dribbled down his right shin. Up in the air it goes. Oh, Mazraoui took a whack in the face there. That was a nasty one. He jumped with Jack Clarke. He won the header. I'm not sure what part of Clarke caught him, but as soon as it hit him, he was down, he's flat on his back, he's hurt himself.
Yeah, I think it's the back of Jack Clarke's head there. I mean, it's Mazraoui who actually heads Jack Clarke in the back of that. He heads the ball firstly, and because his momentum is towards the ball to head it, he then, on his follow-through, gets Jack Clarke in the back of there, and it's certainly going to hurt.
Ali Al-Hamadi is waiting to come on for Ipswich to give them something slightly different up the top of the field. Connor Chaplin as well, who's been such a vital part of this Ipswich push over the last couple of seasons. 13 goals in the Championship last season, 26 in League One the season before that. Clever player who pops up in between the lines. Manchester United at the moment concerned about Mazraoui, who's flat on his back, receiving treatment, took a whack to the head. And Ipswich still waiting to make their double change. And the hands you heard clapping there on our microphones inside this stadium belong to the Ipswich manager, Kieran McKenna. So Liam Delap, Ipswich Town's young centre-forward, former Manchester City man, comes off. Standing ovation for him around the ground. He will be replaced by the Iraqi international Ali Al-Hamadi. And Wes Burns comes off for Connor Chaplin. So Kieran McKenna leaves those two changes until 10 minutes to go. And it remains Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. Mazraoui is slowly being hauled to his feet by his Manchester United teammates. Bruno Fernandes showing a bit of leadership here. He's calling over Xerxes to have a word with him. And I'll be really interested to hear tonight on the journey home from Portman Road from the Manchester United fans on 6:06 this evening what you have made of this and what you make of the appointment of Ruben Amorim as your new head coach. Number to dial 08085 909 693.
I thought you told me earlier on you're going to listen to your podcast again.
Mark Schwarzer here with us at Portman Road. Match of the day 2 tonight as well, by the way. BBC One at 10:30. Just checking the Manchester United staff that Mazraoui is absolutely okay, which they've got to do after a knock to the head. What's your main takeaway, Mark, say from the Manchester United performance that we've seen so far? When you leave this ground tonight, what do you think is going to stick in your mind about how Manchester United have played here?
If I were a Manchester United fan, I'd be sitting there thinking, wow, Ruben Amorim's worked with the players for 3-4 days, and we already see a style of play. We see a distinct idea.
Yeah.
And the players are buying into it already. In the short period of time, what a difference it's made. They look a better side for it.
Yeah.
So I'd be certainly a lot more confident moving forward and thinking, okay, give him a bit more time. What can he do with this team?
Yeah. Well, coming into this game, they were unbeaten in 4. This is 1-1 at the moment, so that would be unbeaten in 5 in terms of the run during the season. The 4, of course, before under Ruud van Nistelrooy. Twan Sebi, former Manchester United man, plays back to his goalkeeper Muric, closed down by Hoyland. Clears high in the air. The ball is nodded down by Shaw. It runs into the centre circle. Jack Clark was waiting for that to arrive, and Bruno Fernandes just steamed in and took it off his toes. Mazraoui just inside his own half, across to Fernandes. Fernandes teasing ball down the right, finds Hoyland. Hoyland chests it down. Ipswich possibly looking for an offside flag there. Hoyland pokes it back here to Ahmad, who's been in the right wing-back role for Manchester United for this game. Mazraoui to De Ligt. De Ligt with his left foot rumbles a pass across the halfway line to Shaw. Forward to Garnacho. Quicksilver touch and turn. Ran into the challenge of Hutchinson. Ugarte passes it forward. Garnacho again looking to get onto this in the penalty area, and then the clearance from O'Shea into the shins of Garnacho worked out very well for Ipswich. It came straight back to their goalkeeper Harry Muric.
Yeah, very unlucky there for Garnacho there, because the ball from Della in the end was slightly overhit, but he didn't give up. And because he didn't give up, the deflection off his legs was almost in the direction to where Hoyland was standing.
Ball down the right for Hutchinson to chase. Dallow had the speed to keep with him. It doesn't run out of play for a corner for Ipswich. There's a loose ball on the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Ipswich players left it for each other. Mazraoui brings it out from the back for Manchester United. Into the Ipswich half they go. Garnacho wide on the left, looking for the run of Hoyland through the middle and the pass. Muric knew what was coming there, got to the edge of his box, and he intercepted it. Game wide open though, late in the game. 6 minutes left, plus added time. There's going to be a fair bit of that. 5 Live and BBC Sounds on 5 Live Premier League Sunday. We've already brought you Southampton 2, Liverpool 3 today. This is Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. And this time next week, we'll be bringing you Manchester United Everton at 1:30, Liverpool Manchester City, a 4 o'clock kickoff. Full commentary on that next Sunday afternoon. Morsey to Chaplin. Now with Chaplin's arrival, Amari Hutchinson has gone out wide right for Ipswich. They've played back to their goalkeeper again. Muric side foots a pass here to O'Shea. O'Shea curls it beyond Hoyland and finds Burgess. Burgess has some space to run into, slides the ball forward here to Jack Clark. Clark runs into Ugarte, falls over, picks himself up. Then he's nudged over by Mazraoui. Free kick for Ipswich. I'd say about 35 yards out in the inside left channel.
Yeah, just a little bit sloppy from Manchester United. Mazraoui doesn't need to go in like that. He just basically bundles him over, Jack Clarke. And there's enough players around. All he needs to do is stay on his feet, and Manchester United should be able to clear the danger.
Mason Mount is about to come on for Manchester United. He will replace Alejandro Garnacho, who is heartily booed as he leaves the field for the visitors. Mason Mount, who has managed 6 appearances for Manchester United so far this season. Manchester United career hasn't really got going, now in its 2nd season. 2 Premier League starts so far, but if he can get himself fully fit, I wonder what sort of part he can play under Ruben Amorim. Free kick for Ipswich, 5 minutes left, plus added time. The wind is up again here in Suffolk. Davis rolls it to his left to Jack Clarke. Clarke, pace on the pass to Morsey. It bounces over Morsey's right foot, and he just got there in time to get it out to Hutchinson on the right. Good first touch from Hutchinson. O'Shea's involved, gets it back to Hutchinson on the right. Up against Mazraoui, who's now in the left-back position. Hutchinson tries to poke it past him. Mazraoui does really well to stick to that, gets a foot on the ball. Xerxes plays it out at the back, trying to get away as Mount with his first touch, stopped in his tracks. Ipswich have won it here. Chaplin has the ball, curling cross. Clarke at the far post couldn't quite bring it under control. Now has it down by the dead ball line. Low ball into the penalty area. Chaplin's shot is weak, straight at Onana. That was a pretty comfortable save.
Yeah, it was a comfortable save from Onana. He'd be absolutely delighted for it, because there was a really big chance from Chaplin there. Not sure whether he hits it, or he thinks someone's in his way. I'm not really sure. We're watching the replay now. As the ball comes across, it's the fact that I think one of his teammates steps across him. He loses sight of the ball. The last second, he's able to see it again, and by then he can't adjust enough to get a decent shot off.
87th minute of the game. Ipswich Town 1, Manchester United 1. Manchester United taking the early lead through Marcus Rashford. Amari Hutchinson with a curling shot into the top corner that took a deflection just before half-time. Højlund is stopped in his tracks as Manchester United charge forward. Fernandes on the ball in the centre circle. Højlund in space for him on the left-hand side. Højlund takes a couple of touches, gets his head up now. Another touch, drags it onto the right foot, floats it back towards Fernandes. Header, chested down. Had to be careful there, O'Shea, that it didn't hit either of his arms. Clears with his right foot. Al Hamadi has done brilliantly to bring De Ligt in the air, beats De Ligt, then touches the ball, can't get away from 2 Manchester United defenders, and it comes back to Onana.
Yeah, Al Hamadi does really well. He's 3 against 1 at one stage there. He looked like he was going to win the race to the ball, but De Ligt just seemed to put his foot down on the pedal and won the ball quite easily.
Mark Schwarzer with us here at Portman Road. Come on Ipswich, rings round the stadium. Starting today in the bottom 3, they'll stay there with a point. Wolves will be ahead of them on goal difference. Southampton at the bottom after their 3-2 defeat at home to Liverpool today. Ugarte can't control that ball. Manchester United have given it away. Here's Chaplin. Chaplin looking for Al Hamadi, can't find him. De Ligt is there for Manchester United, plays back to Onana. 89th minute of the game, short pass forward from Onana, just outside his penalty area. Ugarte across to Shaw. Shaw just at walking pace here, looking for runners. Rolls it down the left. There's one for Mount to chase, but there's no way you can keep that in from Dallow, and it goes out for an Ipswich throw-in on the right. We're about to tick over into the 90th minute of the game. Robbie and Chris waiting to take your calls on 606 08085 909 693, and I'm sure there will be plenty of Manchester United chat in the Monday Night Club tomorrow night from 7 till 9 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Ipswich have it inside the Manchester United half. Hutchinson wide on the right to Twanzebe. He tried to force one down the right-hand touchline there. It was blocked by Fernandes, and it goes out for an Ipswich throw. We are now in the 90th minute of this game. Twanzebe, short throw into Hutchinson. Dallow right behind him. Little back heel flick to Chaplin. Look for the run of Hutchinson down the right. He's been a real threat, Hutchinson, hasn't he, Mark, all afternoon?
Yeah, he's been one of the best players on the pitch today. Amari Hutchinson, I think every time he gets the ball, you can see United have got a lot of respect for him. They're actually afraid of him at times.
Cross comes in from Hutchinson. Ahmad's headed down. Mazraoui leaves that and lets his goalkeeper Onana scoop it up behind him. Amorim now just outside the technical area. There's about a yard of space between the dotted line of the technical area and the touch line, and he's right in that corridor at the moment. First game in charge of Manchester United. Off to an absolute flyer with the Rashford goal. There's a back pass which Chaplin was interested in, but Onana's there first, clears with his right foot. And then O'Shea felt he was dragged back by Højlund as he cleared. Only 4 minutes of added time at the end of this game. So if we're going to get a winner for either team, it's got to come in the next 4 minutes. Delict across to Shaw. Manchester United, under Sir Alex Ferguson most famously, well known for the late goals. I think Ruben Amorim would win a lot of fans, which he's got already. Manchester United fans very loyal towards their managers, but were they to score in added time to win in his first game in charge, that'd be some start. That ball forward though from Shaw intercepted. Morsey to his right, Hutchinson involved again. Twanzebe takes it out to the right for Ipswich, up to Al Hamadi. His ball is swept across the halfway line to Clark. Clark scoops it up, volleys it down the right. It's overhit beyond Hutchinson and goes out for a throw to Manchester United.
Yeah, it's a right idea. He just gets it too well. Actually, his strike on the ball was too good, too hard, and it was in front of Hutchinson, but just too much pace on it for him to keep it in.
Anana for Manchester United inside his own penalty area, drives it forward with his right foot. Hoyland busting a gut to try and put pressure on here, and then under pressure O'Shea slices his clearance out of play. Ahmad picks up the replacement ball, takes the throw in quickly. There was two balls on the pitch for a second there. Hoyland quickly got the other one off, so Manchester United could keep the attack going. Here's Shaw in the inside left channel. Red shirts pouring forward. Manchester United fans expectant. Ugarte slightly slices that pass across field. The move loses a bit of momentum. Here's Ahmad. Amorim is very unhappy with that. Ahmad's pass back to the halfway line. The manager, the new head coach, just turns and throws both arms out in frustration. 2.5 minutes of the game to go. It's 1-1. Manchester United on the ball. Comes across to Mazraoui. Ipswich have everyone behind the ball. Kieran McKenna wants them pushing up a little bit. He thinks Ipswich is sitting back here and waiting for the knockout punch from Manchester United, but will it come? Here's Ugarte. Crossfield ball hit with more purpose, chested down by Ahmad, brought it down beautifully, taking on Leif Davis, little step over into the box, good from Ahmad. Here's the strike with his left foot, that's blocked, could go anywhere, cleared away by Hutchinson. Davis flipped a little leg out at Ahmad there, could have tripped him in the penalty area.
Yeah, Ahmad was brilliant. His movement inside, his touch on the ball, he was just waiting for the right bit of opportunity, a bit of space to open up for him to get a shot on goal. It didn't really come, and in the end it was just an attempt to try and whip it into that danger area.
Now what have we got? 90 seconds of the game remaining. Ipswich Town 1, Manchester United 1. And Ruben Amorim ants in his pants down there, marching up and down the touchline. His team come again with Hoyland on the left, inside the penalty area. Tries to take O'Shea on. O'Shea wins the tackle, but it goes behind for a Manchester United corner.
Yeah, they're going to have to defend now. Ipswich, they've done so well in this game to get themselves firstly back into it, back on level terms, and at times finding themselves a bit unfortunate not to be ahead. They don't want to lose it this late on.
Does Amorim possess the magic touch, that little bit of luck? Can Manchester United get the win? Corner delivered into the Ipswich box, that's not great. Caught by Muric, and he didn't see any blue shirts ahead of him, so he just flops down on top of the ball inside his own penalty area. Do you think Ipswich will be happy with the point today, Mark, the way they played?
I think they'll be a little bit disappointed, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, yes, they did find themselves down or behind after, 81 seconds in the game. And I think from that point onwards, yeah, United had some chances, but certainly Ipswich have had the better chances. I mean, Onana's pulled off 2 unbelievable saves.
Last attack could belong to Ipswich. Al Hamadi can't get his pass to a teammate, though. Manchester United trying to bring it out of their own half. Mason Mount rushes in, knocked over. Referee's going to play advantage here. Ahmad keeps the ball in play inside his own half. 10 seconds of the added time remaining. Manchester United have it. What's Mazraoui going to do with it? Anthony Taylor's about to put the whistle to his lips. The ball goes forward, but that is that. And the Ipswich fans rise and applaud the efforts of their team. A 1-1 draw against Manchester United. The first game in charge for Ruben Amorim. It couldn't have started any better. In the second minute